Hey boys and girls, welcome back. Today we are going to be starting the second part to the standard that we started last week. Last week, if you remember, we learned about volume and how to measure volume. We really focused on liquid volume, and we even talked about the units of measure when it comes to volume, which is liters. So today we're actually going to be talking about, and this week we're going to be talking about how to measure mass. And you're probably wondering, what is mass? And we'll get to that in just a second. But before we do that, let's wake up our math brains. I know we kind of had the weekend off, so let's wake our math brains back up and take a look at the four pictures, and I want you to decide which one doesn't belong. So looking at those four pictures, choose one. Think about if you had to come up with a reason, why would you say it doesn't belong? And tell someone maybe who's close to you while you're watching this what you think your answer is and why. See if they have the same answer as you. So I want to show you which one I thought doesn't belong. I decided that the scale does not belong. And the reason why I'm going to tell you is I noticed that all four of these pictures were tools that we use to measure, okay? But these three pictures, the ruler, the tape measure, and the shoe foot length measurer, they all measure the length of things, how long something is. And I noticed that the scale, it does not measure the length. Usually I put something on a scale if I want to see how much it weighs, right? So that is why I chose the scale as the one that does not belong. Great job if you chose that one. All right, so let's go ahead and start our lesson for today. Our I can statement today is I can learn about measuring mass with grams and kilograms. So those are going to be our units of measure, and we'll talk about that in just a sec. So what is mass and how do we measure it? Mass is the amount of matter in an object. And if you're wondering what the word matter means, matter is what things are made up of. So if you think about yourself or me, even the air we breathe is made out of matter, some sort of matter. It can be a solid, it can be a liquid, it can be a gas, but everything around us is made up of matter. So mass is the amount of matter inside an object. And when we're measuring mass, we are going to use two units of measure in third grade. We're going to use grams and kilograms. So just so you know, and you can kind of picture what is a gram, some items that are about 1 gram would be like a small tiny paper clip or the cap of a pen. If you were to hold one of those things in your hand, that is what about 1 gram feels like. So if you have one of these at home, you could even put that in your hand and see how does that feel. But if you know, they're both very tiny, they're going to be light, right? And it doesn't even matter the size, just the way that it feels in my hand is going to be like a light feeling. So 1 gram, it's not going to feel very heavy. Now let's look at some items that are about 1 kilogram. Think about like a big dictionary. I know we have some dictionaries in the classroom. Maybe you kind of thought about how it feels, but it's just like a big book or a wooden baseball bat. That's about 1 kilogram. So comparing that to the paper clip and the pen cap, well, a kilogram I know is going to be a lot heavier, okay? It's going to feel a lot heavier than 1 gram. So I feel like I would use a kilogram when I'm measuring something that might be a little heavier than, say, a paper clip or the top of a pen. So I'm going to record these items and I'm going to make them into a table. All right, so we said items that are about 1 gram, I'm going to go ahead and put a paper clip there. And we also said that the top of a pen or a pen cap. And some items that we said were about 1 kilogram. And if you notice, did you notice my abbreviations? For gram, it's a G. And for kilogram, it's a kg. And you probably thought, oh, I've seen that. You know, either maybe on a package or on the back of a package of a food maybe that you've eaten. Maybe you've seen something like that. But items that are about 1 kilogram, we said like a big dictionary could go there. or a baseball bat? Those are going to be a little heavier. All right. So let's take a look at some more items and decide, would that be an item that's about a gram or a kilogram? So take a look at this next one. Where would a bag of rice go? Well, I'm trying to think between a paper clip and a dictionary. Paperclip being the gram, a dictionary being a kilogram. I feel like a bag of rice is almost like the same mass as a dictionary. It would feel just as heavy as a dictionary. It would definitely be heavier than a small paper clip. So again, I'm going to go back to my chart and I'm going to write bag of rice where it says 1 kilogram, items that are 1 kilogram. All right, let's try another one. Where would a raisin go? So again, thinking about gram being like a paper clip or at the top of a pen, kilogram being like a dictionary or a baseball bat. Do you think a raisin would be about 1 gram or 1 kilogram? All right, if you said 1 gram, give yourself a kiss on that brain. I'm going to go ahead and put a raisin here for 1 gram. Right? It would probably feel the same about as like a small paper clip. So now, oh, boys and girls, you are going to love this part. So now what you're going to do is you are going to get to go on a mass scavenger hunt. Okay, this is going to be one of your assignments today. So the directions say you're going to go on a scavenger hunt in your house. And what I want you to do is I want you to find 5 items that have a mass of about 1 gram. What was 1 gram feel like? You're right, like a small paper clip. And then find 5 items that have a mass of about 1 kilogram. What is 1 kilogram? How heavy is it? We said like a dictionary or a baseball bat or like a bag of rice. Okay? And you're going to record your answers on the math discussion. You can either make a T-chart just like I did. You can even upload a picture of your items to the discussion board, but you're going to have to come up with 5 and 5. And these can be items in your kitchen, in your bedroom, wherever you can. You might need some help from mom or dad, and that's okay. All right? So when you're done, you're going to post that math discussion so you can share with your classmates what you found. When you're done with the math discussion, you're going to do a little practice quiz, and there's about 6 questions. You're going to have to look at a picture and decide what would the best unit of measurement be. Would it be grams or kilograms? Remember grams, okay, so now starting this week, grams, we're going to think of 1 gram feels about as heavy as a small paper clip. 1 kilogram is about as heavy as like a big dictionary or a baseball bat, right? So thinking about what you've learned today in your lesson, you're going to do those practice questions, and then you are done for today. Great job.